So for 2025, there's a completely new way of running a six-figures coaching business, and it just takes you like 2 hours per week. And the reason I'm so confident in this is because this is exactly how my client, a videography coach, is running his business, and that's exactly how we're gonna be hitting 6-7 figures a year, And one really sad thing from my point of view is that only 0.01% of the people, of the coaches, actually know about this simple 3-step roadmap that I'm gonna share your way now. And why am I so confident in this? It's simply because I've realized that so many coaches are just looking to delegate the workload as soon as possible, but it actually doesn't work that way. There are these 3 steps that I call foundation, delegation, and automation. And the thing is that everything needs to be chronologically done. So if you don't want to stay broke with your coaching business, if you don't want to be a slave of your coaching business in 2025, I would highly advise you to watch this video and just implement these few things, because like I've said, this is exactly how we're hitting 50 grand a month and ultimately having a 42x return on ad spend, which is honestly by far the most insane stat that I've ever witnessed from a business where I was working with, So here's a quick little story just so you kind of can grasp a slightly better idea on this first step, which is obviously the most important step in actually building your very, very desirable 6 figures coaching business. So the story goes like this. I've had a guy reaching out to me, a coach, I won't name him of course, but he reached out to me asking me for some killer setters. And I was like, yeah bro, of course, we can definitely sort something out. But let me ask you, how many clients are you currently working with? And he said, oh, I'm only having like 2 to 3 clients at the moment, 2 to 3 students. And I was like, bro, do you understand that your foundation isn't properly built anymore yet? So he said, yeah, I've had a 6 figures coaching business before, but due to the situation in my country, I had to start it all over again. And I was like, okay, that's perfect. Now, if that's the case, you know exactly what to do to get back there to those kinds of figures, right? And he was like, yeah, but I need setters. And I told him that setters are not some miracle workers, because in order for you to properly build a foundation, you need to sign at least 6-7, at least, new students or new clients. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that simply because without signing those first several clients, you can't specify your ideal client profile or ideal client avatar, whatever. Because let's imagine you're a fitness coach, and then fitness coaches can either coach males, females, or even both, But if you're, let's say, coaching men, then you can coach 40-year-old plus men. There are so many niches that you can just dive into, and you need to niche it down. You get me? And only after you sign these 6 or 7 plus clients, you can realize some sort of a pattern and double down on what actually works the best. Because let's say I'm a fitness coach once again, and I'm trying to go for 40-year-old guys, and for some reason or another, it's just not working. But on the other hand, if I'm coaching like 40-year-old plus women, it just works. It works. I'm making sales, I'm having lots of successful stories, and it works. Obviously, I'm just gonna forget about this, and I'm just gonna double down on what actually works with me the best. For example, I'm currently all about setting, training, placing, and managing appointments, killer appointment setters for other 6 and 7 figure businesses, and my main focus isn't closing. I can obviously sort out some killer closers as well, and I've done so, but that's not my main focus because I'm all about the setting, and I just wanted to point out one thing. The purpose of these videos is for you to get to this ultimate level where it's everything about automation, so we can just then train, place, and manage all the killer setters for you on a commission basis. I'm never gonna sell you on any 15 grand gay coaching program because I make money off of the rev share. And I just don't want to go through the same thing. I know it's a bit selfish, but just want you to get a better idea on how this actually works. I want you to educate yourself on this, get to the level where it actually makes sense for you to delegate the workload, and then we can sort something out and make you more money with less time by hiring or delegating the workload to our killer sales team. So yeah, I would just appreciate you subscribing so you can stay tuned for more videos and just get to that level so we can both, I would say, profit. Win-win situation, right? But yeah, anyways, this is what I mean by a foundation. And how to actually build that foundation to get to these first 6 to 7 clients. It's a hard reality, but if you don't have a budget, cold outbound campaign is your best bet. Cold outbound. The thing is that 99.9% of the coaches are just so hesitant about this cold outbound. They just can't be bothered because, yeah, the truth is that it's a hard or a low leverage activity. It's a hard labor, but just needs to be done. Because before you get to this second step, you just need to do it on your own, And then what I also consider building a foundation is CRM system in place. So this is the exact example of the CRM I'm currently using. And if I zoom in, you can realize that it's everything chronologically ordered here on this on the bottom of the screen, right? Positive response right here. Wait, actually, let me do this real quick. Positive response real here, qualified, VSL free value, calendar sent, booked, closed, long-term follow-up, unqualified, and split testing, where I test those openers for this cold outbound campaign. But you need to have it in place because what we are currently doing is sending about 50 DMs a day. We're currently sending only 50 DMs a day. And that's how we're currently with the cold outbound campaign for the businesses that need just cold outbound campaign, that they're at that level. We're booking 3 to 5 calls, But obviously split testing is a super important sheet also to have, just so you can know what works and what doesn't. But the most important thing about this is because when you do 50 DMs a day, that's like 350 a week. And that's so many leads that you can't handle without actually putting them somewhere. So you put the username in a positive response, right? When you see they're qualified, you just mark their status right here as qualified, and they automatically progress to that another sheet. Everything is automated. And by the way, if you need a CRM like this, just comment the word CRM down below and I'm gonna shoot it your way. And honestly, I'll probably even be bothered to record you a quick 3-4 minutes long Loom video just to explain how it works. But yeah, closed and so on and so on and so on. So the most important thing is having that CRM system so you don't lose any leads, because lead lost is money lost. That's kind of my philosophy, and it's a bro science, to be fair, but it's true. Lead lost equals money lost. Because if you're selling your program for like 3-4 grand, imagine losing a lead that could have invested in you. And you simply can't lose him if you have him here in the CRM. And then once you sign those first few students, first few clients on your own, there's a delegation part. It goes first, obviously, with placing a killer setter. But the thing is that he needs some time to just get the grasp or get a better idea of your ICP, so he can tailor his approach, because after all, they're trained to do so, they're experienced. And yeah, every business has its own KPIs, they all have their own SOPs as well, so you just need to be there for your guy in the first week at least to educate him on your ICP so he can tailor his approach. And you obviously just give him this CRM right here so he can just take everything under his belt, and that means that you can just start focusing on delivery. That's super important. And the thing is that, all right, let's say you are already way past this phase number 1, like you've already signed these first 6 or 7 clients, which is amazing. Let's take this off. You've done your call outbound campaigns, you've done your CRMs, like you have it in place. Obviously, you're taking care that leads are there because you don't want to lose the money. And now you're at this stage right here, delegation the workload. Killer setter. If you kind of don't know how to go about educating your killer setter about your ICP, I would say that that's even a harder thing to do because you're trying to transfer 100% of your knowledge onto your setter so he can just become a 2.0 version of you. And that's really hard. And in order for you to successfully do that, the truth is that you just need to have at least 3 to 5 calls with him per week. 3 to 5 calls with the setter per week in the first 2 weeks at least. Because what I do for my clients is I have these 3 to 5 calls every week forever, pretty much. I just have it every single week without excuses because I know that you, in this case, as a manager of that setter, as a guy who is trying to transfer all your knowledge onto him, you just need to make sure that he is doing a good job. And you need to be a leader, leading from the front, I would say. And only then you can simultaneously start focusing on your delivery. Why did I say simultaneously? Because your focus can't be 100% on the delivery yet, simply because then the setter is probably gonna feel lost, and then you did nothing pretty much because it's just not a good thing for him to feel lost because he's your main source of leads. He's the one running those outbound campaigns and signing you even more clients. That's the thing. When you delegate the workload to a killer setter, you can expect more clients, or let's say more calls even. More calls / clients, obviously if your closing rate is good, which I hope it is, because trust me, no setter will be working for a business with a shitty closing rate, But once you actually start signing these massive clients, once the money is there, then you can finally start fully automating it. And I mean to the fullest, literally, because ads budget is there. You've got the consistent money, like month in and month out, and you can, I expect, put at least, let's say, 30 pounds a day into ads. And from there, you don't have to do a cold outbound anymore. Cold outbound, honestly, you can just forget about it, because cold outbound is absolutely goated when it comes to building that foundation. But you can just forget about it and change it with a fully inbound thing, simply because you're running ads at the moment. Just 100% inbound, where you're having these warm leads every single day, interested. And that's exactly how me and that videography coach managed to just get that 42x return on ad spend. Because when you have that killer setter in who is just converting these inbounds to the booked calls, then all you have to do is just hop on those calls, deliver the results, and obviously take care about your ads. You absolutely need to take care about your ads. And how can you even, I would say, improve your ads in the first place? I would say that goes from having something I have with my setters, and it's called daily report channel. So in the daily report channel, we have a section where we just cover, okay, how many new followers have we got today? How many new outreaches to those followers have you done? How many new replies, and so on and so on. And then when you get the percentage, you can realize how many of those are actually your ideal client avatar. And then based on that, you can just go into your ads manager and sort out your ads and make sure that they are just showing for even more people of your ideal client avatar, I would say, And obviously, once you have these calls day in and day out, like 6-7 calls a day, you can even plan to hire a closer. I'm not sure, but me personally, I've never been a fan of closers because they just look at it as a job. They don't have that passion to sell something. They just look at it as the way to get their commissions, But yeah, let's say you want to hire a closer or not. Honestly, I don't care. You need to deliver. You need to put your effort into ads, and you need to put your efforts into content. The same way I'm doing right now with YouTube and short form every single day. Almost every single day. Yeah, I slack sometimes. I must admit. But all in all, you just need to put yourself out there on the map, I would say. All you have to care about is building your personal brand. building your personal brand through the content, because the more content you give, the more trust you have and the more authority you have. And the thing is that when you have trust and an authority, when you're just, I would say, so unique that you're almost like a niche of one, when you're so unique, or in other words, niche of one, that's automatically gonna reflect on even more clients, which is some, or even more calls, which is somewhere right here. That's just how it works. And everything is that magic loop I've talked about in the previous video, where you're posting content, you're attracting these eyeballs, that's super important thing. Just attracting these eyeballs, because that's exactly how you just make sure that people know about you. You attract those eyeballs, and then your killer setter converts them all. You have a fully automated process behind you. You're hopping on the calls, delivering the results, building that, something I like to call is triumph success story, something along those lines. Just build that success stories from your clients, post them on your social media, and attract even more eyeballs, because everyone just wants to be working with highly achievable people, right? And all in all, this is exactly how me and that videography coach, managed to just get in 42x return on ad spend, and that fully automated 6 figures coaching business. And honestly, he just puts 2 hours a week, because an entire workload is delegated to me and my killer setter named Benjamin, which is honestly an absolute goat. Just last week, he booked between 20 and 25 calls in less than 5-6 days, and yeah, those are all highly qualified calls, so all in all, yeah, if you feel like this was helpful, feel free to subscribe, stay tuned for more stuff. And like I said earlier, later down the line we can just do something for you, because this is exactly what I'm currently I'm in the process of doing that exact same thing for an Airbnb coach, B2C thing, Airbnb coach, and we're at the part where he is running his ads. He's currently getting more clients, and we're currently trying to increase the ads budget. And in the last 9 days, we cash collected 18.5 thousand pounds, I think. Yeah, I'll have to double check on that, but it was almost 20k pounds cash collected in less than 9 days. And that's something I'm gonna cover in the next video. So like I said, stay tuned for it. Let me know if it was helpful. I'd appreciate you subscribe, like, comment the word CRM if you need that example of a CRM. And yeah, you can drop me a follow on IG if you want. Reach out to me if you need any help. Feel free to do it. And yeah, once again, never gonna sell you any gay programs. Cheers and keep smashing it.